Okay, so I finally found the courage to tackle this part of our project. The goal was to get this unfinished edge of our granite countertop looking a little more finished and more like the top. It required a tool that we didn't own, so we purchased this 4.5-inch angle grinder. It also required this grinding disc and these sanding pads. I've never used this tool before, so I was a bit nervous, but I had watched a very helpful YouTube video on how to do this, and I will provide the link for that. So after reading the instructions, I fired it up and away we go. This tool was extremely powerful and seemed to be going quite a bit faster than the angle grinder that the gentleman was using in the video that I watched. But the purpose of this diamond grinder disc is to just take the edge off the corner a little bit, kind of round it, shape it a little bit, and then take the hard edge off the top and the bottom of that unfinished side. I realized very quickly that I had to be very gentle touching it and really couldn't put a lot of pressure or it would take too much off. Here I am taking off the diamond grinding disc and I am attaching the part that is basically like a hook and loop and allows you to put the different grades of sandpaper onto the tool for the sanding process. Again, it seemed like it was going way faster than it should, and I could barely touch it, so I was really trying to be super careful. So at this point I had had a rough start and realized very quickly when the sanding disc flew off of the tool twice, and the second time hit me in my glasses, which scratched them up and bent the arm, and I ended up with a pretty good little boo-boo on my forehead that I indeed did not have the correct tool. What I realized after doing a little bit of research was that I needed an angle grinder, but one that had that's called a variable speed. So you can change the speed of the grinder, and you're supposed to do this on a very low speed. So we packaged the other one up and took it back and exchanged it for this one. It's made by Milwaukee, and it absolutely did the trick. It was a night and day difference. Unfortunately, this one cost us $179 instead of $69, but considering we only spent $30 for the piece of granite that already had the sink and the faucet on it, we figured we were still ahead. What I'm doing here is pouring water over the granite and wiping it dry in between the different grits of sandpaper discs that I'm using. I basically started with a 50 and then it went to 100 and then 400, 800, 1500 on up to 3000. Given where we started, I'm pretty happy with the results. Maybe hard to see, but it is not that chalky, rough edge finish anymore. It's pretty smooth and shiny and really kind of matches more at the top. I still can feel a little bit of a rough edge, so I may go back and do one more sanding just of the edge. It's definitely not the same profile as the other side, but overall I'm happy with it because I don't have really sharp edges and corners anymore. And then this side looked super chalky and Now it's not. It's super smooth and shiny. I'm gonna buff it tomorrow when the buffing pads arrive, and then probably put a sealer on it, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. A couple mishaps before I got here, but overall, I think it went okay. Now my husband is cutting the insides of the drawers to make room for the plumbing that comes from the sink to the wall. We've done this before with a couple different vanities that we installed where we didn't want to lose the drawer space, and it works pretty good. We're nearing the finish line, thank goodness. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned to see the finished product.